I'm president. I want to protect the women of our country. They said, I'm going to do it whether the women like it or not. I'm going to protect them.
Well, I guess Trump should have amended that statement and said, I'm going to protect them unless they need an emergency abortion. His administration has announced that it would revoke guidance to the nation's hospitals that directed them to provide emergency abortions for women when they are necessary to stabilize the woman's medical condition. So that guidance was issued to hospitals in 2022, weeks after the US Supreme Court upended national abortion rights in the United States. It was an effort by the Biden administration to preserve abortion access for extreme cases in which women were experiencing medical emergencies and needed an abortion to prevent organ loss or severe hemorrhaging, among other serious complications. The Biden administration had argued that hospitals, including ones in states with near total bans, needed to provide emergency abortions under the Emergency Medical Treatment and Active Labor Act. That law requires emergency rooms to receive Medicare dollars to provide an exam and stabilizing treatments for all patients. Nearly all emergency rooms in the US rely on Medicare funds. So an investigation last year found that even with the Biden administration's guidance, dozens of pregnant women were being turned away from emergency rooms, including some who needed emergency abortions. That headline says that dozens of pregnant women, some bleeding or in labor, were turned away from ERs despite the federal law. And the Supreme Court issued a procedural ruling in the case last year that left key questions unanswered about whether doctors in abortion-banned states can terminate pregnancies when a woman is at risk of serious infection, organ loss, or hemorrhage. So women are, of course, left in limbo. And this was so much fun for me. I know that we're going to talk about Texas specifically in a little bit. I live in Texas and I'm a woman of birthing age, right? I'm aging out of birthing age, honestly. And it's so frustrating, not just, from a personal aspect, but it's just like this, let the doctors be doctors, The thing with the abortion debate is that the people on this side believe that abortion is murder. The people on this side believe that it is not. They will never see eye to eye on that. I don't think that they will ever see eye to eye on that. I would imagine that it's very difficult to convert someone using logic or whatever from one side to the other, right? I haven't seen it happen in decades in the time that I've been alive. So I don't think it's gonna happen. I think that that's just the way that they think about things and the world. And to each their own, except not really. Because in the meantime, the doctors who actually have medical expertise and they know the things to do in these situations, they are being, their legs are being cut off, like they're being cut off at the shins because they can't do their own jobs, the things that they've studied for years and years and years to do. And living in Texas, it's difficult because we actually have here in Houston, especially like some of the best medical treatments in the country, right? We have a world-renowned medical center here. We have great doctors. We attract a lot of great medical interest here, or we did up until a few years ago, probably. And the good doctors are here. The problem isn't the doctors. The problem isn't their willingness or ability to help women who are in certain situations. The problem is that if they do the thing that they know that they should be doing, that they're at risk of potentially losing their medical licenses and not being able to practice at all. So what's happening is doctors are either leaving the state or they're saying, I just won't do it, even though I know that I should, because the alternative is that I'm not able to practice at all. So practicing a little bit is better than not practicing at all. And all of this is ridiculous because again, like the thing is like we've been having this debate and discussion in this country for so long that nothing I can say now is going to add to it. We know that they don't value women's bodies. We know that they don't want to help us have the babies that a lot of us want to have, but at the same time, they're saying you need to have more babies. Not me, of course. The white women need to have more babies, but that's another story. Anyway, Maz, what do you make of this?
Well, you guys keep showing me clips that make me think about the image a little bit. I can't believe we voted for the guy with a crossing guard vest. It's just ridiculous. I mean, I imagine before he went on, whether it was his idea or I don't know whose idea it was, but I'm going to wear the vest. And people loved the vest because he was playing, construction guy or whatever he was playing.
Wasn't he like a trash man or something? I don't remember.
Trash man. He probably hasn't thrown a piece of trash in the garbage can his whole life. This guy's had a silver spoon from the moment he's been born. And it's just so ridiculous. I feel like we're living in the movie Idiocracy. We really are. And to your point on this issue, this is science versus religion. It's logic versus hocus pocus. These people say, oh, the Bible said that, to your point, that the abortion is murder, and therefore women, no matter how dangerous it is for you, no matter how bad it is, even if your life is at risk, even if the baby once born is going to die or live a miserable life because they don't have the capacity to live a good life because of damage to them, you still got to have it because Jesus wants you to have the baby. It's the most ridiculous thing in the world. I know you live in Texas. I live in California. The rest of the modern world seems to understand that we should give women the right to choose. It's very simple. It's an individual thing. During COVID, a lot of these same people were saying, "Oh, you're making me take the vaccine. It should be an individual choice. It should be and then all of a sudden, no, it's not an individual choice. Women need to do what we want them to do. They want to control women. They want women to be back in the kitchen raising children. J.D. Vance said something along those lines. They don't want women to be strong and independent and make their own choices. It's very obvious. And so we end up in these extreme cases, to your point, where somebody that needs something that's so urgent to them is denied because it would be illegal. And one last point, places like Texas, other places, it's going to cause a brain drain because, to your point, doctors are going to say, well, I'm not going to practice in a state where I can't do what I'm supposed to do. I'll go to another state. So it's bad policy for the state of Texas and other states that have these hardcore policies.
If you enjoyed that, make sure that you never miss another video by subscribing. And if you want a little more, consider hitting the join button and becoming an actual member. But you're probably wondering, why the hell would I do that, John? First off, calm down. The stakes in this are very, very low. But also, when you click the join button and you become a member, you get access to bonus content that I make every week, and it's a ton of fun. You get access to tons of custom emojis and more besides that. By the way, if you join at tier 3, you even get access to a monthly member hangout with myself and other awesome people, and we always have a great time. By the way, you'll get all that going forward, but you also unlock years of the back catalog. That is literally 100 or more bonus clips, top 10 lists, debates, and more. What are you waiting for? Click the join button below. Your support powers our show, and we couldn't do it without you. Or at the very least, I wouldn't really want to try. Viewers like you keep me here. So thank you in advance for joining.